Doc found you in the scrapyard, so you must be from up there.
I'm just an insignificant girl.
That's what they want you to think.
My name's Eric Saindon. Thanks to GAMECORES for having us today.
Yeah. Hi, GAMECORES. I'm Mike Cozens. I'm the animation supervisor on Alita Battle Angel. I'm happy to be here.
For me, I didn't know much about manga until 2005 when James Cameron mentioned this film for the first time, and that's when I went out and got the very first book and read through it and saw this new world that I had never really experienced. I had read a lot of like comic books, superhero type movies, or comic books, and this was something new. Like it wasn't a superhero book. It was just a character all the way through, and the big world that exists in such a interesting way was really what grasped and pulled me into the manga itself.
You told me the story of the war, of the ones that survived, who awoke to a different world. I'm not your daughter. I don't know what I am.
Alita, you are someone very special. The most advanced weapon ever.
It's a vibrant world, and they're exciting books. It also balances the story of almost like a father-daughter relationship and all those struggles, and then it's got the great the great question in it. What does it mean to be a human? Is a cyborg a human? And it's just fantastic on a lot of levels.
Comparing with the Lord of the Rings series and Avatar, is there a connection in concept art between the original manga and the new movie?
Yeah, I guess the concept art, through our whole process, from concept art into animation and into the final shots, we were referring back to Kishiro's original manga, not only for shot composition and posing, but for the energy and vibrance from the feeling from the comic book. So it's really critical for us to capture that feeling in the film.
And it's all the detail that you get out of the manga, right? Each frame has so much detail in it that until you start looking into it, you don't even notice some of it. And that's really the stuff that Rodriguez and James Cameron really latched onto very early. And they worked a lot with Kishiro, even on the early concepts. So flew out and met with him and talked about his ideas for the world, and even things like hairstyle, right? If you read the first few books, her hair changes style throughout the first couple books. And it's not because she's supposed to be a different design. Kishiro just said because he got better at drawing hair, at making hair a certain way and getting those great dynamic poses that you get out of the manga. It's capturing things like that in Alita's hair and in the motion she gets into when she spins in Underworld. You get those poses that match the original manga, just like the storyboards.
Well, look at you.
May your dreams bring you peace in the darkness. May you
This is just a body.
It's
not bad or good.
The first trailer had an early version of the character, so the character design evolved over the course of the film, and when the first trailer came out, that wasn't the final design. So as we moved along, we kept refining how the face not only looked, but behaved. I think that after the first trailer came out too, we made the eyes bigger.
Yeah, I mean, after the first trailer, there were a lot of comments that the eyes were too big, she looks weird. We talked to James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez about it, and we said, should we try shrinking the eyes and just see what she looks like? And both of them came back and said, no, absolutely not. We're going to go bigger with the eyes. We scaled up the eyes slightly more, but the big thing we changed was the iris and pupil size, so that rather than having small iris inside of this big eye, we even went bigger with the iris so that you saw less whites of her eyes. It brought it a little bit more close to the manga, actually, because if you read the manga, the eyes aren't only big, but her irises in the manga are gigantic, and it gives that. I mean, it's meant to give that Cupid doll sort of look to the characters, and scaling up the iris is really what we did to bring Alita back to that, to get that same feel.
Yeah, I guess the Japan, Nissiana, there's a few different characters where they have live action face and digital body, so not a full digital character. Grishka, Alita, Gelda, there's a lot of full digital characters in the film. But it's a different process when you're connecting a head to a digital body, and especially because it's in 3D. We have to get all the connection points between the body and the face correct. So building those characters, constructing them and getting them working in shots is a different challenge.
It's like working with Ed Skrein on set. It's interesting playing something like he's a very dynamic actor and very strong actor. So capturing his motion, his performance onto that character, it's challenging in that he plays this very heavy character, but we're replacing his body, so we need to capture that weight and that detail that he puts into his body performance. Even though he's like when he twists his arm, it's a very mechanical thing, but he's a very muscular guy. So it takes a lot to get that performance to come through and to read on a digital character like that.
Like and Grishka, for example, Jackie is a smaller guy and he plays 10-foot tall Grishka, and so his performance drives that character, but we're also augmenting that performance to add in weight and make him look like he's 10 feet tall. So in certain cases there's a little bit of augmentation that goes on. We're always kind of like, again, balancing the character and the mechanics of the CG character, the actor and the digital character, balancing those things. Motion capture we still use to capture a stunt performance is motion capture. Background digital characters will be motion capture, but when it's a performance from an actor, then it becomes performance capture. And this movie is grounded in strong performances from strong actors, and it's because we have a strong performance from a strong actor that we have a clear character and solid storytelling through the film. So it's an actor-driven performance that is the Alita performance.
So, talking about the big eyes from the original manga, will the floating mouth of Alita? The floating mouth?
Yes, and it's in there. You'll just have to look for it.
Because Rosa does play it. It's not she doesn't overplay it.
Yeah.
She just plays it as moments.
In the middle of a performance.
It's that very puckery look from the manga itself. So she has moments when she introduces it and plays it when she felt it was the right moment for her.
Over the course of the film, when we first meet this character, she can't remember who she is. She's completely innocent in this overwhelming world, and over the course of the film, evolves into a very strong warrior character. And when you look at Rosa's performance, which you see on Alita, you can see that evolution in the arc of the character over the course of the film, which works beautifully with the storytelling.
And Rosa's so good at those little subtle moments. She has an ability to really play the subtle moments without having to do too much. She doesn't overplay it, and she's a really fantastic actress, and just so subtle about the moments that it really plays on Alita very well.
So in the production process, what is the most challenging part for the team to shoot this film?
Ooh, it's the subtle moments, the moments when Alita is like on the bridge with Hugo, and it's a very back and forth between Hugo and Alita. Those are the most challenging because it's the ones that the audience has the most time to study Alita and look at her, and
there's no hiding anything.
There's no hiding anything. You're looking for, if you get thrown out of the moment because you see something in Alita that doesn't look right, you're going to start looking into her character, her detail, and spot things that are wrong or don't look right. So if we can keep you in the moment by just keeping the amount of detail and character and performance, and you never think about her being a CG character, then you should just stay in the movie and never think about it, never come out. And that's the biggest challenge and the most rewarding when you get it right.